So we're back for today. I've been literally looking at this at this cookbook for beginners. Um I used to really eat a lot of outside food growing up, not even because of my parents, just because I was always working a lot at a young age. I love to work. I worked since the age about 14 or 15. So I was like always out about eating. Never really was home much. But obviously, when I was a kid, a baby, I was eating a lot of household foods, but it was mainly just watching my parents cook it, or they just cooked it for me. I never really got a chance to kind of learn or really understand. So I kind of wanted to buy a book and figure out where I could where I could start. Let's see. So it says here, for the table of contents, it says chapter 1, we'll get started. Chapter 2 will be the practices. Chapter 3 will be the basic techniques, recipes, measuring, mixing, knife skills, boiling, pan cooking, overcooking, building flavor, recipes, breakfast, snacks, small bites, salads, veggies, etc. Um, let's see. So it says chapter 1, welcome to your kitchen. In this chapter, we're going to get you ready to cook. We'll cover basic rules and equipment you need to make life easier and more enjoyable in the kitchen. So definitely that's the thing for me when it comes to cooking for me. I always get nervous. I just kind of feel like I rush. I'm pushing everybody out the way, to get out of the kitchen when I'm cooking. I feel like that shouldn't happen. You should always be um prepared, have your things laid out, in a good manner. That's never really me. I'm always like very sloppy. I was always sloppy in high school, sloppy in grade school, elementary school. I literally remember a time that I got an award at school called the Tornado Award. Don't know if any of you have ever heard about that award, but let me see if I remember. So we were sitting at lunch. This was in the 6th grade. I was in the suburbs of Chicago at the time. And it was about the end of the school year when I guess it's a new school that I had went to, because I originally was in the city, and my mom had got sick. I went to the suburbs, and I kind of went so late into the year that it was already like maybe December, January. It's not too late, obviously, but when you're walking into a new school and everything, it's pretty late. Because you're like lunch tables, you don't know who to sit with, you don't really have anybody to sit with because you're new or whatnot. So anyways, yeah, I remember getting that tornado award, and just it's kind of embarrassing, to get that in front of everybody, and kind of, it's obviously a joke or whatever, but it kind of let me know I was pretty sloppy as a kid, and I'm still sloppy as an adult. So I'm trying to learn, from reading books, watching videos, watching other professionals cook, how to be better, how to understand, how to learn. I think I already said that, but yeah, I learned. But yeah, I was once again a very like messy kid growing up. So that's why I feel like if we start by just having self-organization and just slowly training ourselves to just be patient, we can definitely get through in the kitchen. Because especially if you do with knives and you do with fire, just checking the time. If you do with fire, you do with gas. If you're got an oven, you don't want to walk away from it. And since there goes your kitchen, so you always want to be very mentally trained. And I'm not even telling you guys this; I'm telling myself this because I'm a person that gets sidetracked. So it's just advice for me. It's advice for you guys. So that's kind of like chapter 1. What it really explains is getting into the kitchen. I want to see if we could find like maybe a recipe or two. So grocery shopping. So it says here, having all the necessary ingredients on hand makes cooking so much more enjoyable, but it also requires a thoughtful visit to the grocery store. Yeah, that's definitely me. Rather if I'm baking a cake, I'm baking gelatin, I'm making chicken, rice. If I got everything, but I'm missing 1 or 2 ingredients, it really stinks to have to kind of go back to the store, come back home, run back, especially if something's already on cooking. because one, it's burning. Two, it's you have to turn it off. It was already halfway cooked. Now you gotta shut it off. You gotta head to the store. You gotta come back. You don't know how. Excuse me. You don't know how packed the grocery store is, so you could be in line for a good 15, 20 extra minutes. So on top of, if you don't know where the thing is at the grocery store, you have to look for it. So that's kind of where the book's going towards, when it kind of means to always have your stuff at the house already. So if you realize you forgot something, definitely don't start anything. Just go to the store, pick it up. It's not a big deal. It happens to me all the time. I remember I was making tacos, Crunch Wraps. I forgot the lettuce. I forgot sour cream. I just paused the video. I run to the store real quick. It's down the road. And I get back. Boom, 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 boom. Yeah, once again, that kind of falls under self-organization. Having all your stuff prepped, having all your stuff ready, having all your groceries ready. Let's see. How long food lasts. So it says the sell date. This is the date after which the grocery store will remove the item from its shelf. It is still safe to eat after about 1 week from the date. See, when I was working at Mariano's, don't know if you guys know about what Mariano's is, but it was a grocery store when I was in high school. I used to be in the grocery aisle, and I remember all the time when we would start, restocking goods and facing things and front facing them and whatnot. I used to think that if, milk or other items, eggs or whatnot, would go off the date, that was just means it goes to the garbage, or it's garbage, basically. But no, I just kind of took me the time to learn that it's good for a good week. Maybe not eggs or milk necessarily, but more the line of like, TV dinners, Cheez-Its, goods, let's see, like brownie mixtures. Can't really say stuff like dairy product, because that's like a week, like a extra 7 or 8 days if it's past a day, because that gets chunky, gets milky. Nice, we're at 7 minutes. Nice. I'm gonna do this into a couple other videos so we can always stretch. There's a lot of pages, so we're gonna turn this into like an everyday story time stuff. I want to learn. See, chapter 2 is talking about best practices, but I kind of want to stay back on talking with chapter 1, because I kind of felt like it was a little bit of a rush. I didn't really read a lot of chapter 1. I felt like I was just kind of skimming through. So let's see here. The golden rules in the kitchen. The golden rules are always going to be reading the entire recipe at least once before you begin cooking. It really helps you know how the recipe is going to progress before you get started, and that you have everything you need to make the recipe. That's very important. Have all your ingredients ready to go. Professional kitchens call them mise en place. Everything is in place. Everything in its place. This way, you won't get part away through the recipe and realize you're missing something. Also, guys, I talk very fast. Sometimes I talk so fast, I go like, hey guys, I have to do that. And people are like, what? And I'm like, my bad. I'm so sorry. So I'm going to definitely try my best to talk straight and talk my best. If I definitely hear myself being like, oh, guys, this is how we cook, I'm going to be like, I'll pause for a second. I'm very sorry. So rule number 2, have all your ingredients ready to go. When we talked about that. Professional kitchens, and that's rule number 2. That's basically right after 1. So it's pretty important. Professional kitchens call this place in place. Oh, I just read that. Did I read that? Yeah, I did read that, but I guess I read it so mumbly that I didn't even read it clearly. So let's read that all over again. Oh, dang it. That scared me. Have all your ingredients ready to go. Professional kitchens call this mise en place. Everything in its place. This way, you won't get part away through the recipe and realize you're missing something. Number 3, keep it simple and uncluttered. Oh, and that's my biggest problem. Once again, where it comes back to the tornado award. I am so cluttered. I need to start, like, if I have a bowl, I'll leave it out. If I have stuff and greens, I'll leave it all out. I gotta put everything away as I go, because if not, I mess everything up, and I feel like that's where I don't get views, or I don't get enough, likes. And that's not what I'm worried about. It's just that I would like likes and views, because I want people to let me know what I can do to improve myself and improve to make people happier and make people like to watch my stuff. I don't want to be boring. Who would want to be boring? Practice. That right there is probably going to be my number 1 rule. I don't know who it might not be everybody's number 1 rule, but practice. I can't stress this enough when I say you guys definitely want to practice on your skills. If you make a mistake, who cares? Make it again. Make it 3 times, 4 times, 5 times. If you gotta wait a couple days because the ingredients are expensive, that's okay. Don't give up. If you notice you made 1, 2, and 3 steps of it right, try to see where you're messing up at and go from there. I would know I make too many mistakes. I have many mistakes. So trust me, guys. We're running on 10 minutes now. I want to kind of slow this down so that way we could spread into different videos. And as well as I don't know how much storage I have on my phone. I got some videos I need to delete. I don't want it to just cut off randomly while I'm talking and you're just like, what? So we'll start at rule number 4. We'll continue at rule 5, 6, and 7 in the next video. Thanks, guys, for listening to me talk for 10 minutes. I really appreciate you guys giving me subscriptions, likes, comments. Likes, comments, advice. It all means so much to me. I'm trying to learn how to be like one of the best, if not a great cook. Thanks, guys, for listening. This is Brandon on the vlog number probably 5 for today plus yesterday, saying he appreciates you staying with me and reading with me. This is how to cook beginners. We'll be back soon. Mwah.